the 1890 Clayton serving this 1890 university. I'm glad to be here and to be able to present this award. I'm going to commend, too, the CARE organization for looking at such a prestigious person for this award. On this award, I want to say that here, we're presenting this mysterious award to this CARE award, which honors an individual. And this individual who has been around more than 50 years. And I would say this, I was talking to him and I talked to some of the others, is that he is a small in stature, but he's a smiling giant. And as we were sitting and I was talking to him, I said, I was talking about this photo, and I said, you're still smiling. And he said, you have to keep smiling in order to survive. So I want to make sure that I take the time to present this award. Let me say something about this award. Dr. Newcomb Moore, they call him, was the president and CEO emeritus of the 1890 University Foundation. And he's made significant missions, if you look in your information packet there, and also the information that he shared with you all, related on behalf of the land grant system. And to be doing that for in excess of 50 years is a long time. And it's a long time for anybody. But during that time, he made a significant effort in helping the land grant system, not only in the 1890s. And so with that, he was an advocate still for the 1890 institutions, as well as for this organization. And with that said, I just want to add something about, personally, as I was sitting behind him at another meeting about a month ago, as I sit there, he was sitting near the back of the room, and I watched him. I had been talking to the colleagues and all. As I watched him, he was quiet, and he kept on smiling. And as he did so, they called him up front. Then he humbly went on up front. But my point there is that you don't have to be important and have accomplished so much that affected so many people by sitting in the back of the room. And so with that, I want to personally say that he loved this organization so that overnight, pretty much, that he flew back in to attend this session because he had a brother-in-law that passed out of the country. And so this is how much that he thought about it. And coming back, most people would say, no, I think I better stay next to my wife. My brother-in-law passed. But anyway, with that said, this small stature of a man has impressed me to the point where the legacy and all that will be left will last a long time. And last, my understanding, I was talking about character, and I was talking about how much that he did for character, but my understanding is that he was one of the first ones that voted for character. For the CARE organization to be in place back in the day. And so really that's how much that he's loved this organization. With that said, I'm going to ask Dean Bose, carrier of the School of Agriculture and Natural Resources for Research Director at Land Grant University, the University of Maryland. We're going to ask him to come and share a few things, and after which we'll move forward in looking at the presentation.
Well, thank you, Brian. Well, first, let me just say how much of an honor it is for me to actually stand before you to talk about a bit more music. During his 50-plus years service to the land grant community, he has touched many people's lives, from students to faculty, staff. And let me start with myself, because my career at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore started in the year 2012. And Dr. Newton was the interim president at the time. He actually hired me. So I can say I stand here because of Dr. Newton. But more importantly, over the years of service, Dr. Newville has mentored many people. And again, I just stand back to me as an example because he hired me and then a few months he left. But it's amazing that ever since he left, he would call me from time to time out of the blue, just checking in to see how I was doing and how the university was doing and the kinds of challenges we were facing. Fast forward, and this at the time the 19 universities were working on the establishment of the 1890 Universities Foundation. And Dr. Newville was still very strongly engaged. And when we go to the picking a leader, in fact, we didn't have many choices. He was just the right person to pick for the job. And ever since he came in as the founding president of the foundation, he's been deeply committed in ensuring that the 1890 Universities Foundation was successful. Not only from the different initiatives that the foundation was engaged in, starting as a part-time employee, doing a full-time job as he was wont and reminding us, but he really was deeply committed to ensuring that the 1890 Universities Foundation would start and would be successful. At the end of last year, he passed on the baton, and the 1890 Foundation is functional. It is doing things. It is focusing on advocacy. So as a new dean, after he had left, and I was contemplating who would I select as a CARET representative, and I called Mort, and I told him I thought he would be an excellent CARET delegate for UMES, and he did not hesitate to say yes, and then started our forays up the hill advocating for this system. But more critically, he's been there over the last 53 years, helping shape what the land grant system looks like today. All throughout his career with APLU and ASLUGIC, as it was then, to today. So for me, it's been a personal journey for me just to know him, and I have felt very privileged, and I really am grateful that the organization has chosen to honor him and to recognize the contributions he has made, because I believe we will continue feeling the impacts of the things that he has done during this period. As my friend Alton is one on saying, when I grow up, I really would like to be like Dr. Martin. So thank you for your years of service.
Thank you. Okay, that's right.
Hi, I'm Congressman Andy Harris, proudly representing Maryland's 1st Congressional District. I want to take a moment to thank Dr. Mortimer Newville for his decades of leadership in education, agriculture, and research. As President and CEO Emeritus of the 1890 Universities Foundation, which represents the 19 historically Black land-grant universities, Dr. Newville's remarkable career has been marked by innovation, engagement, and service. Dr. Newville has also made an extraordinary and positive impact on the future of agriculture and research as the Executive Vice President of the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities. I want to thank Dr. Newville for his remarkable work as a strong advocate for our agricultural community and for making Congress aware of the important work and needs of the historic land-grant system.
Hi, I'm Chris Van Hoppen, and I'm proud to represent the great state of Maryland in the United States Senate. And I'm especially pleased to add my voice to the chorus of celebration for a true champion of education and innovation, and the Maryland institution in his own right, Dr. Mortimer Newville. For over 50 years, Dr. Newville has worn many hats: educator, researcher, and public servant, just to name a few. But upon reviewing Dr. Newville's legacy of good works, one title seems to capture the most complete picture of his career and his character: leader. From his leadership as a dean and interim president at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and also at Coppin State University, to his service as a policy expert on agriculture for both the state of Maryland and the federal government, Dr. Newville has used his voice time and again to support our country's land-grant university's mission of service and agricultural education. His leadership of this organization, the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities, and its Council of Agricultural Research, Education, and Teaching, as well as his critical role in establishing the 1890 Universities Foundation, reflects his determination to expand the research capabilities of land-grant universities across the United States so they can continue to make innovations in their fields of study and maintain their impact on the communities they serve. Dr. Newville's call to increase funding for 1890s institutions is a priority we share as partners in the movement to make this dream a reality. For these reasons, and many more, Dr. Newville has certainly earned this Lifetime Achievement Award, because his is the very definition of a lifetime of achievements. So thank you, Dr. Newville, for your service to our state of Maryland and to the entire country. And I'm eager to see how you will continue to use your wisdom and experience to nurture the future leaders of our country in the months and years ahead. Congratulations.
I want to extend my congratulations and thanks to Dr. Mort Newville for his decades of service and leadership for our public land-grant university system. Dr. Newville served in a number of important capacities, including as president of Maryland's own University of Maryland Eastern Shore. He has also represented all 19 historically black land-grant universities as president and CEO emeritus of the 1890 Universities Foundation, and served as first executive vice president and director of federal relations with the National Association of State Universities of land-grant colleges. In each role, Dr. Newville increased public understanding of the important role of the research and education work at public land-grant universities to American agricultural productivity and competitiveness. Dr. Newville, congratulations on your well-deserved retirement.
I am Heidi Anderson, the 16th president of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and also I am chair of the 1890 Council of Presidents. On behalf of my colleague presidents from across the 1890 institutions and all of our faculty, our staff, and our students, I bring you greetings and I congratulate Dr. Newville. Dr. Newville has served us for more than 50 years, and in his service, he has been a leader, an educator, an advocate, and mentor. Dr. Newville has transformed the landscape of the land-grant community. Among his many accomplishments, he has served as president and CEO Emeritus of the 1890 University Foundation. He was also the first executive vice president of the APLU, the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities. Dr. Newville also has a very special connection with UMES. Here at our university, he previously served as dean all the way through to interim president. And true to form, he has also served as our cadet representative. I personally have enjoyed many conversations with Dr. Newville, about our 1890 community, about land grants, and about the agricultural issues and problems. His impact on food systems and land grants will be felt for years to come. It is my pleasure and my honor to say congratulations, Dr. Newville, on this very well-deserved honor. We appreciate you.
Will you come forward, please? Ms. Cuddy.
APLU and the leadership at APLU, Bob Steele, Karen, and others who, Moses Cairo, Alton Thompson, and others who thought it not robbery to select me for this prestigious award. I was rather surprised when I looked at the booklet, and I did not know that Bob Kidd passed, because I remember my leadership days when Bob Kidd first joined CARET. For about 4 years, Bob Kidd would always bring me a silver dollar. That was in the early 90s. And I truly miss Bob Kidd, because he was a true friend of mine. I would not have been here, however, because my wife asked me, why are you going to this event? Because we just returned at midnight last night from funeralizing her brother back in Jamaica. And one daughter is still in Jamaica, 2 other daughters came back with me last night. So we got home at about midnight, went to bed at 1:30, but I told her, Alton Thompson told me I had to be here. And that's the only way she would believe me that I had to be here. Alton Thompson and Moses Cairo said I had to be here also. Not to date myself too much, but things really work in a circle sometimes. I was in that room in Kansas City in the late 80s at, I think it was the Hilton Hotel at the airport, when we created CARET. And I don't know if anyone in the room remember that Sunday afternoon when we all gathered. At that time we had an extension council that was doing the advocacy work of the system. And someone suggested that we needed the 3 bodies. At that time we called them CAHA, which nobody liked and could pronounce. That's the Council of Agriculture, Heads of Agriculture. And later on, the research group agreed that we should all get together and create this advocacy organization called CARET. So I've been on the ground since then. Later on, becoming a CARET delegate. And here I am today receiving this award, and I'm extremely grateful to you for honoring me this evening. I think you're doing vital work for the system. The system needs advocates. I can remember going up to the Hill one day to represent CARET. At that time I was not in a CARET delegate, but as a dean. And going up to our good friend Andy Harris, and he told me, respectfully, that he wasn't here about to discuss increasing budget, he was here to cut budgets. And I was really amazed to see him there congratulating me. But he later on turned around and valued the system tremendously. And again, we have to be persistent in our advocacy efforts to get them to believe that this is a worthwhile effort. The food system is what we thrive on in America. And let's not deny it, without this food system, where would the world be? We can see what happened globally in terms of food systems. So I encourage you to continue the great work. You're doing vital work. and we'll all be better because of the work that you do, and not so much what I do, what we do together collectively. Thanks again. I appreciate it. And may God continue to bless you richly.
So it's funny what you learn in all ways with Mort. I also learned that in addition to all the other things that he did, he also had a hand in the CRISP program, which is now the Innovation Lab program at USAID. So we owe a great deal to his leadership at the Land Grant University system. Thank you so much.